Hey everybody, this is my 100th video, and so I thought I'd take this chance to commemorate my 100th video by explaining this channel, what my plans were, what my plans are, and the experience so far. So, first things first, Mr. Tim is Fat. How did I get the name of the channel? Well, this is the home of the World of Tim. And theworldoftim.com is the website that I had that I needed to start this YouTube for. I joined a contest for Canadian Club Hide a Case Adventure, and I started a website called The World of Tim, and I basically did little audio blogs about the contest. And that was getting a following, and to put that audio on my website, theworldoftim.com, I needed to put it on YouTube because my website wouldn't allow audio embedding, but it would allow YouTube embedding. So I'd make these audio files, and then I'd put it on to, I just put a slate up, and then I put it onto YouTube. I'll get to why I was doing that later. But the World of Tim was taken. Every single way I could think of it. The World of Tim was taken. World of Tim was taken. TWOT was taken. So I went back to my first website, which was Tim is Fat, which was a weight loss website that I had because I was doing I was blogging for 90 days about my P90X the first time I did it. And so I said, okay, well, since the World of Tim and all its variations is already taken, I will take Tim is Fat. And of course, Tim is Fat was taken. So I said, well, just Mr. Tim is Fat, and then I'll leave it at that. Because I was getting frustrated. You try names and names and names, and then it doesn't work. So Mr. Tim is Fat actually came from my first website, Tim is Fat, which has since been incorporated into theworldoftim.com. So that's where the name comes from. Why did I start the channel? Like I said, I joined a Canadian Club Hide a Case Adventure. I thought I was doing really well. I'd passed a whole bunch of riddles and stuff like that. And I thought, wouldn't it be awesome if I blogged, if I had a written record from the day I decided to enter the contest, and then if I make it into the contest and go on the show and finish the show, wouldn't it be cool if I had a written record for that whole period of time? And also, wouldn't it be cool if after I posted my video, Canadian Club would already know who I was because I was doing this mass push to let people know about the Hide a Case Adventure. So I would do these blogs, and I ended up getting a huge following because Hide a Case didn't have a whole lot going on the internet. There's the official Hide a Case website, and then had a Facebook fan page. But that's it. There wasn't like ads. They weren't really pushing. So when people found out about the Hide a Case Adventure or looked for any kind of reality game show, inevitably they found my site. And I started getting upwards of like 400, 500 hits a day on that website. So that was cool. That got me really pumped, and my videos started to get watched because people were listening to the audio. And a couple of people told me that they really liked the audio part, because basically it was just a blog that I wrote, and I read it into a microphone, and then I posted it onto YouTube so that there would be an audio feature, just to make my thing a little bit different, because I know how much I hate reading blogs sometimes. I'm like, I don't feel like reading, so I'm like, well, I'll give them the option. They can just listen to it. And it turns out that a lot of people like that. I'd post it on Mondays, and Monday morning people would tell me that they would go to work, open up their Excel spreadsheets or whatever, open up my YouTube channel, listen to my blog while they worked, and then they didn't have to stop working to read my blog. So that worked for me. And then inevitably I ended up not winning. You can go check out the video. It's all still there. It's at the very beginning of my channels. The first videos is the audio blogs, and then my contest entry, which should have won, but it didn't win. What are you going to do? So that's how the channel got started. That's why Mr. Tim is Fat even exists. Because I had such a huge following already, and I was having such a good time writing and doing these things, I decided that I wanted to keep it going. But I wasn't in the Canadian Club thing anymore. So I originally thought, well, I'll keep covering the Canadian Club Hide a Case thing, because that's what my audience is here for. And so I'll just keep that going. Which didn't last very long, because Canadian Club stopped all publicity on this contest whatsoever, because I guess they were going to wait for a major push when the show was actually going to be on. So it was trying to get contestants and then this big dead space of like no information. So all of the information I was getting was from the friends I had made who had actually made it into the finals. So that got boring really quick because there was no new information. They weren't getting anything, and I didn't have anything to talk about. I love to talk about things. So I said, you know what? I've been watching some other YouTube people, and I saw Philip DeFranco and The Greatest Ever and other people like that, Shots Vlogs. And they would just talk about, things in their day. They would just talk about either stuff that annoyed them, stuff that didn't work, the internet, news stories, and I'm like, well, there you go. That's what I'll do. I like talking about stuff. I have an opinion. And I spend all my day talking about stuff that I read with my friends, and I can usually make them laugh or make them think, and I'm like, well, let's keep doing that. And my baby just woke up. So I started doing the World of Tim, and it wasn't very good at the beginning, or at least I didn't think it was very good. But I started getting the response I wanted. I did carry over some of my original viewers from theworldoftim.com. So I started off with about 28, 30 subscribers, like right off the bat. So I felt really good about that. I'm like, hey, there you go. I'm a big fan of Weezer Wader, and he's always talking about how his first year or two, he only had like 30 subscribers. And if you've seen any of his stuff, he's one of the best YouTubers out there. So I figured, hey, I'm already off to a fantastic start. I'll just keep going. After 2 weeks, I'd applied for partnership as a joke, because it said that after you apply for partnership, you have to wait another 2 months to apply for partnership. And I said, it'd be better if I apply now so that the 2 months, will be more in the ballpark of when I'd actually start getting viewers and doing real content. But if I waited and then got rejected, I'd have to wait even longer. So I'm like, okay, this way, just for the fun, let's get it out of the way. Of course I was rejected, obviously. I'm not a partner. But it did give me a little bit of insight on what it is that I'm missing. So, and by the way, what I'm missing is eyeballs on my videos. So I was still doing the World of Tim, and I love doing the World of Tim. And a lot of people, you're asking, why aren't you doing any more World of Tim? Well, because I'm really busy with this Revolution thing. But the Revolution is not going to last forever. The World of Tim is going to come back. More on that later. So I was doing the World of Tim. I was having a lot of fun with it. I was doing it every day, and it was bugging the hell out of my wife. Because now I was working all day, and then while I was at work, on all downtime, I would research stuff real quick. And then I'd get home, and I'd start editing. And while I was editing, it was usually around the time where Phil DeFranco and The Greatest Ever would start posting. And then if they were talking about the same thing as me, I would go in, change it, especially if they're using the same jokes. I think on 2 different occasions, Phil covered something that I was also covering and used the exact same jokes. And so I went back and I had to take those jokes out. And then I post. And so by the time everything was all said and done, it would be like bedtime and my wife would not have seen me. So she was not very happy about the whole process. So I had to eventually slow it down. And if you guys were around in the beginning times, in the end of November, if you guys remember, I was doing a World of Tim from Monday to Friday. Saturday would be a recap show of the best of Monday to Friday. And on Sunday, I would have the real World of Tim, which is like a Shaytards family thing, which was basically just so we can keep home videos on YouTube and not have to keep them on a hard drive at home. So very, very busy, and my wife was feeling very left out. So when New Year's came around, I decided that I wanted to do something big. I wanted to do something really huge. Evan and I had been working on some other stuff, but it wasn't anywhere near ready, so I couldn't put that out in January. So that's when I decided on the Revolution. Because I said, let's do a New Year's resolution this year. Let's put it on YouTube, and let's do what I've already done with Tim is Fat, which became pretty popular also. Let's do that, but on YouTube. Have a bigger audience and do more stuff. And put all of my knowledge of video production and all that to work. We don't have money, budget, or equipment, but I do have the skills to make what little equipment, budget, and money we have, and equipment that we have, and actually make something good out of it. Hopefully you guys think it's good. So the revolution happened, and that's when I told my wife that I would like her to be part of it. Not just because we both needed to lose weight because we'd both gotten lazy, but because it was something that we could do together. Which is very important, by the way. If you're with somebody, find something you guys can do together. And if it's something you both enjoy, then right on. I love doing this, and I think it's even better to know that sitting next to me on her own laptop is my wife, who's also doing the same thing. So, that was the whole idea behind the revolution. So I did the revolution, I did a call out on the World of Tim to see who would like to join, and nobody answered. But I did have some friends who were really gung-ho. All but one dropped out because they didn't think they could commit, or they didn't feel like it, or they just said yes to be nice to me. But Dan stayed in it. So it was me, my wife, and Dan. And I'm a big fan of threes. 3 is more than enough for me. If you get more than 3, it starts getting a little weird. But I love threes. So I was like, hey, there's 3 of us, that's perfect. I said, well, let's make teams, because we'd all decided to do something different. Originally, the idea was everybody would do the same thing, but that's not good. So we all chose our own different things. And that's how the revolution was born. Evan, who's my business partner in GR Media, he was doing all the camera work and stuff like that. He's super fit, so he wasn't going to do the revolution anyway. But with his knowledge of post-effects in After Effects and motion graphics, I knew that my editing skills and his post-production skills would make something very good. And by chance, Dan was a composer of music. So he was like, I could do music and sound effects. So I had this really tight-knit bunch of people who could really put out a really good product. So we started doing the revolution, and I think people like it. I enjoy doing it anyway. And the videos, I think the actual episodes are actually a lot of fun to watch. And they're really good quality. So hopefully the next time I apply for partnership, they'll see that I've got some high quality stuff. So that's, up until now, that's what's been happening. That's how I got to my 100 videos. I was doing it because of the daily vlogs. And then you add in the episodes, and that puts me up to 100 as of this video. So, what's the future for the World of Tim and Mr. Tim is Fat? The World of Tim, I've decided to turn it into a network of things. Because you see a lot of YouTubers who have their main channel, and then they have a blog channel, and then they have a gaming channel, and then, you know, there's just this whole branch out thing. And they make it work because they have such a following that they say, well, I've started a second channel, and this is going to be on it. And that's admirable. I love that, and I wish I had that going on, but right now I don't. I don't have the followers. So my problem is I have all of these different ideas, and they don't all go together. So I'm going to make my separate channels, and so that I can keep everything cleaner. That way, also, if one of those channels picks up and takes off and people really enjoy one of those channels, then, you know, I can always use that channel to say, hey, check out my other channels. So, what does that mean for Mr. Tim is Fat? Mr. Tim is Fat is going to remain the home of the World of Tim. The World of Tim, for now, is going to stay on Mr. Tim is Fat. The revolution will also live here when it's done. It'll be done, and there will be no more revolution on this channel. Mr. Tim is Fat. So Mr. Tim is Fat will be the World of Tim, and any personal type vlogs that I have to do where I'm just chatting with you like this. There's another channel called The Family of Tim. That is where my family vlogs are going to be. Basically, the daily vlogs for the revolution, but without any, you know, we're not going to be talking about dieting stuff. It's just going to be our daily life, because we love talking with you, and it's going to be my wife and I. We're both going to be videotaping with our own little camcorders, and I think I have chocolate all over my face. Anyway, We're both going to be recording with our own little camcorders, and then we're going to put it all together, and then we'll have a blog. Hopefully we can do like the Shaytards and have something up every day, but we'll see because there's a lot of other things. I also have TWOT Presents, TWOT Presents. That is where the big production stuff is going to go. Like I said, Evan and I have a very, very small production company called GR Media. And we have little videos that we want to do specifically for YouTube. I do a review show called Reviews Everything. We've got 3 partially done, partially filmed, and partially edited. And when we have enough of those, we're going to start releasing about 1 a month. We have another series called Totally True 2-Minute Tuesdays, which is kind of an amalgamation of John Hodgman, I think. The PC from the PC and Mac things. He does a really cool thing. It's an amalgamation of him and Zero Punctuation, the guy who reviews video games. It's kind of like those two had a crazy baby. That's what Totally True 2-Minute Tuesdays are. Also, we write songs, Dan and I, and so we have music videos. They will also be on there. Basically anything that's a big production will be on TWOT Presents. You can sign up to subscribe to those right now if you want. Links will be around and also in the description below. However, not a whole lot will be going on TWOT Presents for a little while. And the Family of Tim might have some, I think it already has some stuff. I may have made a playlist for it already. But that's where our family blogs are going to end up going. So if you're into a Shaytards thing, go to that. So that way it's just cleaner. People who like the World of Tim can stay here. People who prefer to watch the family type vlogs can go to the Family of Tim. And people who want a more produced, tighter thing from me can go to TWOT Presents. So that's what the future holds for me. At some point, hopefully, we make partner and GR Media can start focusing really, because I'd like TWOT Presents to have a lot of new stuff almost on a weekly basis. But obviously, that's not a possibility. Evan's got a job, I have a job, Dan's got a job, my wife's got a job, we've got kids, a lot of things are going on. And as long as we have that full-time job in the day, it's going to severely slow down how much we can produce on the production side. So, like I said, we've got Reviews Everything, which is a review show where I review everything. Totally True 2-Minute Tuesdays, music videos, that kind of stuff is already there. It's not already there, but it's we've got it. It's already going on, but it's a time issue. We've also got scripts for. We've got a short film about a zombie apocalypse that isn't a zombie apocalypse, and all sorts of really cool scripts. Kind of like my Ghost Runner Productions sketches, but a little bit more fleshed out. Alright, like you care. Anyway, this was my 100th video, and I thought I would let you guys all know how I got here, what I'm doing here, and what's going to be happening later. As of this taping, I have 81 subscribers, which was the year I was born, 81, so that's kind of cool. I'd like to thank all of those subscribers for subscribing to me, because you guys are pretty awesome. I know a lot of you are here because of the Revolution, and I hope you stick around after the Revolution is done, and I hope you enjoy the other things I do. Some of you are here because you like the World of Tim, and I thank you for your patience, because obviously the Revolution has taken up a lot of my time, and I haven't been able to do any of the World of Tims. I think there's one since I started the Revolution. So, thank you for your patience, thanks for sticking around, and that will start obviously when the Revolution is done. I will go back to making a couple of those. Of course, I won't be doing them Monday to Friday, but the World of Tim will come back. Check out the other things. I hope we get some more fans. Tell your friends, other stuff. And if you have anything you want to say, comment sections down below. For some reason, nobody likes talking to me on my comments. Yeah. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed my 100th video. I enjoyed talking to you. And I'm going to go feed my kid, because Pickle's over there, and she's all bouncy. So I'm going to go play with my kid, because she just woke up. All right. I think that's it. Have yourselves a pleasant day. I love you. High five. Okay, see you later.